Unbelievable news for you guys. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff that is actually circling around Arsenal. The first is that, of course, they had a photo shoot of the season, ladies and gentlemen, of the Arsenal squad, official Arsenal squad. Of course, we're gonna talk about that. We're also gonna show you some images regarding that. Of course, Mikel Arteta opened up about Martin Odegaard recently, and not only that, also gonna talk about Rio Ferdinand, who spoke about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, how much he is important to the group. But more importantly, there are other things as well, like Charlie Patino looks like he has offer in the table for Spanish nationality as well. We're also going to talk about AD Ward, Ainsley Maitland-Niles' agent, has actually breached one of the FA rules as well. So what is that? We're all going to talk about that as well. So stay tuned for that. So let's just first get into the images of Arsenal's photo shoot of the season. You can see Martin Odegaard. And there you go. There's Saka. There's Odegaard. There's Aubameyang. Mikel Arteta. Xhaka. Looks like he might be the vice captain. Lacazette. Thomas. Tierney. Emil. See Chambers. Elneny. Tavares. Suarez. Everyone. Bukayo and Tierney. They are looking at certain things and they're watching something. Not only that, you also see Martinelli, Leno, Karl Hein, and the other players, it's Cedric Soares as well, and of course some other coaches as well. You can see the goalkeepers there behind, and there's Pablo Mari. Rob Holding is definitely having a head transplant. Well, I know two people who will be definitely happy. Number one, Xherdan Shaqiri, and number two, Wayne Rooney. And there we go, Ben White. And there we have it. Thomas Partey, look at him smile. He's happy. He's happy to be here. That's all I can see in that image. And there we go, Granit Xhaka, Seo Kolasinac in the image. Xhaka is really happy. We have an image wherein we are going to discuss about the injury update about the two players that Arsenal were supposed to update us about. There's Gabriel Martinelli, hoping to see him play against AFC Wimbledon at least. And there we go. Gunnasaurus is having a hi-fi with all the Arsenal squad. That's beautiful, isn't it? That's lovely. Great to see that. And talking about great to see that moments today, of course, Judge Manuel Ruiz de Lara has given UEFA 5 days to annul the sanctions against the founding clubs of the Super League and notify it on the official website. Otherwise, Alexander Safarin will be prosecuted for disobedience. The Super League is still on the works. I did not even realize that. But moving on, according to Sport Witness, Charlie Patino's case is marked in red in Spain's offices, and seduction work began months ago. That means to attract him to switch nationalities from England to Spain. Patino has dual nationality because of his father, who's Spanish. That is according to Cadena Ser. So that's pretty much clear. There you go. Spanish people can actually have Charlie Patino in that midfield if he selects. Also, imminent deal for midfielder explains our decision as well. So it looks like Charlie Patino might be getting a new deal, and that could prevent Arsenal from getting Houssem Aouar. Well, yes, of course, Houssem Aouar being linked with Arsenal, ever linked with Arsenal for the last 2 summer transfer windows. But it looks like, Charlie Patino, well, he's been brilliant for the under-23s. He has helped the team to 2nd place in the table, winning 4 of the 5 opening games. So it looks like Chris Wheatley spoke to Latte FM, and he says that Patino is ready and Patino might be given a new deal. If that's the case, then it's very doubtful with the way what I read about what Mertesacker said. So I'm expecting a pathway for the youngsters. If that's the case, then Houssem Aouar to Arsenal may not happen after all. But moving on, Arsenal have renewed their lucrative sponsorship deal with Visit Rwanda despite the country facing allegations of human rights abuses, including claims that vocal critics of Rwandan President Paul Kagame are being murdered or disappearing. But not only that, it looks like that supposedly this whole deal generates a lot of revenue for the country. They actually rely on these kind of sponsorships. Journalist Michaela Wrong, whose book Do Not Disturb digs deep into Kagame's authoritarian regime, described the agreement with Arsenal as like being sponsored with Pinochet and an insult to UK taxpayers. So let's see how things will turn out, because it looks like, according to this article, like they make around 60 million pounds. I think they make around 60 million pounds. So let's see. Moving on, Mikel Arteta says, I think we are building some leadership in the group. It's a really young group with a lot of players under 23. Martin is the captain of the national team and Sambi was the captain at Anderlecht. Martin has his capacity to do that with his talent, taking the ball in moments where others probably refuse to, but as well with his attitude, his rhythm, and the way he presses and puts people under pressure. And talking about Aubameyang, Rio Ferdinand says, I love Aubameyang, I love him. I just think he's a wicked finisher. But I don't know if the club are playing to his strengths. They need to get the ball forward quicker. They get the ball forward quick and set him off and set him running free. And in full flow, he's as good as most. He's just an unbelievable finisher. When he's smiling and he's on form, he makes Arsenal a considerably better team. But I'm pretty much sure the manager who got the best out of him was Unai Emery. That's completely what I feel. But according to Tuto Mercato Web, Man United and Arsenal are ready to go up against each other for the signing of Bayer Leverkusen playmaker Florian Wirtz. Well, German international has enjoyed a fantastic start to the Bundesliga this campaign, scoring twice and assisting 3 in only 3 matches so far. Well, a regular for the Bundesliga Giants, Florian Wirtz has already played 50 games for them, scoring and assisting 11 apiece. A playmaker, Wirtz is also capable of playing on either of the wing. 18-year-old came through the academy at Cologne before moving to Leverkusen last year. It will not be cheap because it looks like Leverkusen might ask for 40 to 50 million euros for the youngster. Let's see how things will turn out to be. I think he's a very interesting talent with the way he's going forward. If you actually check out Leverkusen's recent games, he's really making those spaces and is not afraid to make that kind of runs as well. So very interesting buy for any team. Ask me. But moving on, let's talk about the one and the only injury update about Mohamed El-Neni. He's recovering well from a hamstring strain and will be assessed ahead of Wednesday's match. Granit Xhaka is suspended. Well, one game before the Wimbledon game, he will be the last game that he will be suspended for, so he would be available for the North London derby, is what we know right now about. So yeah, that is that apparently. Moving on, so AD Ward, one of Britain's leading football agents, has broken Football Association rules by signing underage players. It looks like it is for Fulham, I guess. So FA prohibits agencies from approaching the families of players to offer representation until the age of 16. BBC understands that Mr. Ward, who has several high-profile clients within his colossal sports management stable, is already under investigation by the FA in relation to the alleged incident. Mr. Ward represents the likes of Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Ainsley Maitland-Niles, while he was also for Raheem Sterling's agent until earlier this year. There is no suggestions whether players were signed in breach of these players were signed in breach of FA rules, but it looks like there is some sort of issues. How things will turn out, but yeah, crazy to see that. But moving on, Rio Ferdinand has sent Raheem Sterling a transfer instruction amid Arsenal rumors. Well, let's hear out what Ferdinand has to say. He says, talking on his 5 podcast, he said, it's only because Sterling has been taken out of the team that he's lost confidence. He was on fire. This guy was the go-to guy when they needed a goal for the last few years, and all of a sudden he's in the wilderness. I'm baffled by it. I don't understand it. But this is the thing with Pep. He gets it right more often than not. This one, though, with Sterling, there must be clubs sitting there and going, boy, let me see how this one pans out, because I will take Sterling all day. If I'm Liverpool, I will buy Sterling tomorrow. Liverpool, buying players. Sorry to say, that's not going to happen, apparently. Why would Liverpool buy Raheem Sterling? Does not make any sense. So, yep, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is it for the news. I hope you enjoyed it. Well, yes. What do you think about Raheem Sterling coming to Arsenal? Of course, you'll take it. I know that. But that stunts the growth of a lot of wingers that we have. We literally have a lot of wingers. So, let's see. So, how things will turn out. And what about Florian Wirtz? I asked this before as well. What do you guys think about Florian Wirtz to Arsenal? For me, it's a very interesting, but it's too early. If you ask about is this season's performance, it's too early to say that. We just have to wait for it. With this, I'd like to end this episode. Cheers. I'll see you in the next one, and see ya.